Another whatever. I know, but I like seeing the brain rotted women just talking random nonsense. She breaks down crying because Brain told her she's not a 10. Oh, Brian told her she's not a 10. I need to fix this. I need to fix my brain.
Really quick, going back to you.
Me?
So you gave yourself a rating of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So do you consider yourself the most attractive girl at the table?
I mean,
When you find out who he's talking to, it's like, okay, what the heck? What the heck? I'm trying to see if there are any, like, the last time I saw one of these, I literally thought one of these people was a mannequin until they moved. It creeped me out. So I'm trying to make sure that they're all real people. Yeah. These women fake being sometimes, by the way. Fake being? I don't know what you mean by oh, dumb. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of it is to just have men click and link to their bios so that way they could get more of a fan base, because a lot of people are like, oh, she's an idiot, I can win her over, that kind of thing. Like there are guys like that who just want to not be the intelligent one, but try to, oh my gosh, she's idiot enough, I could easily get with that idiot. I see the six pack abs right over here, right in between. Nice.
I'm like myself. Everybody's beautiful in their own unique way. I'm not gonna.
Cop
Women
out.
get scared to say that.
Well,
Women
that's
get
like-
scared to say that.
Well,
No,
that's
no,
messed
but
up to say. But
you're the only
I love
girl-
myself, and I.
You're the only girl who said you were a 10. So
I'm not gonna lie, I prefer I think, especially for like women creators, being a VTuber is far better. Of course, guys turn out to be a lot of women VTubers as well, but I think it's safer for them to be a VTuber because a lot of them, it's, again, all women that make it famous, it's because they're attractive. And if you're a VTuber, you can make an attractive thing, and you don't have to worry about putting makeup on all the time. You just turn on your avatar. I think being a VTuber is a huge plus and a good protective layer for women. You don't need stalkers. You don't need creeps. You don't need any of that. You could easily have like a barrier in front of you, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of VTubers who are guys and girls who are both attractive, but they just don't want that attention. So it's easier to have a model that will remain young forever, and they can play up the character for as long as they want. And that's the thing. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. It protects them from the online spaces, because let's face it, online people are absolutely deranged. A lot of the times people are, well, the deranged ones are very loud. Let's just say that. The deranged ones are very loud. Yeah. There are some girls there with literal PhDs but choose to do OFs. Yeah, because it pays more. It pays more. That's why. Like that's what I find funny about like the online spaces. A lot of the people who are very famous on streaming, or a huge majority of them, all have very high degrees. They just don't do anything with them. They just don't do anything with them. Yeah, because I know Asmongold, Son Piker, a lot of the top streamers tend to have degrees. Even Frogan has like some kind of medical degree, and she only has like 70 viewers. She's better than me. But yeah, it's just like one of those things. It's a lot of them are incredibly well educated. They just choose to, well, it's easier to be unemployed. I'm not gonna lie. It's easier to be employed. It's difficult to try to be unemployed while employed, but I'm making it work. I mean, it was a work was snowed in, so I didn't have to go in. So today was a good day. Today was a good day. Yeah, it's weird though talking to an animated character and not a real person. I could see that. I can see that, but I don't know. I've been someone, like, when I watch something, I don't know how to get involved with chat. Well, sometimes I try to, but I work too much to ever really do that. But I'm more someone who likes the long form content after the fact. That's what I check out. But I enjoy long form content, so I'm not really live in chats most of the time. What a paradox. But yeah, I mean, again, the end goal is to be unemployed, whether it's my retirement or whether I'm able to actually successfully be entertaining enough. An entertaining idiot, that's my calling. That's my calling. I know that. Yeah. It's 2026. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, again, I think there's something about talking to an animated character, a VTuber, which still feels wholesome. Because, again, I grew up on anime. I grew up on cartoons. I didn't grow up watching like live action. I never saw Power Rangers. I never saw wrestling. So for me, it's easier to get attached to a VTuber, easier for me than it is to a real person. Than it is for a real person. That is true. That is true. For money, anything is good. Yeah, anything is good. Anything is good. It's whatever works. West is still better. You should see life of East Asian female celebrities. Yeah, true. They are literally have to sign contracts saying they won't date anyone. Yeah, I know. In the West, they can date whoever they want. They just have to pretend they're not dating. But again, I still feel like women who do it, more power to them. More power to them. I can respect them for doing that, for being a VTuber. Because when you put yourself out there, in the end, it becomes all about looks. And how much of your body are you willing to flaunt for your viewers? And it's more transactional. I'm a guy. It doesn't matter what I wear. Nobody cares. I'm a guy. I'm sitting down. All you can see is like above my chest, my funny t-shirt, and the hat I always wear. That's it. Isn't all VTuber female account is owned by a male behaving like a female and make money? Not always. But yeah, some of them have been proven. But a lot of the really famous ones, not so much. But yeah, and it's also safer because when they get into accidentally lean into the political space, especially on the left, there are people who will try to hunt them down and dox them. So if they have a digital avatar, well, you don't have a face-to-face scan. Yeah, I did start watching anime from 9th. Ugh, that's way too late, man. That's way too late. You have to start with like at an infancy with Pokemon.
Are you?
No, I mean,
but you gave yourself the highest rating at the table. Do you think you're the most beautiful girl at the table?
no, I think they're all beautiful in different ways than me. Like I have black hair. Like you got the beautiful red hair. You got that. Everybody just looks very different. Oh, everybody just looks very different.
They're on your level then.
I think I think they rated themselves very low compared to what they should be.
None of
No, they're realistic. They are realistic.
them are more attractive than you, though.
No, I think that they're more attractive in different ways.
More attractive in different ways?
Yeah, like we got a blonde, we got like
A running joke that VTuber manager is normally their boyfriend. Yeah, normally a joke.
everybody different, you know?
Yeah, but being blonde in and of itself is typically not going to be sufficient.
No, well,
to-
they all look good. It's just that we all are different people.
You're glad you watched Pika cartoons when you were a child? Yeah, cartoons are nothing but brain rot now. In India, we watch anime from childhood, like Doraemon. I couldn't get into that one. And Pokemon. Pokemon's good. Beyblade. Freaking love Beyblade. I even have Beyblades. I'm gonna be honest. Freaking have Beyblades. Yeah, that's why like the following of VTubers, not that big of a deal, right? Not that big of a stretch. It's not that big of a stretch.
And beauty is subjective. So me saying I get
Is he still trying to sell himself as dating material? Yes. I think that's kind of his running gag.
like lots of hate. I get told I look ugly all the time, but I'm so used to it. I've been doing social media since I was 14.
Okay.
Like I'm very used to it, and I understand.
Wait, you get told you're ugly all the time?
Yes, and I get called fat. I get called ugly, and I mean,
Yep. That's true. That's true. You should judge yourself off of what others see, not what you see yourself. Cool. You've been watching like since you were 5. Now you're 17 and still watches anime. Absolutely. Just jump on into it.
I'm not mad. I don't listen to it. I don't really care if people want to hate on the way I look.
I mean, it seems like you're actually receiving, albeit insulting feedback on your looks. So the 10 rating, let me ask you a question. If you were to be rated by, say, a group of 1,000 men, what do you think the average rating would be for you?
So I think that I have some features that are considered conventionally attractive and some features that are not. Like I'm more hourglass, but then obviously some men prefer like thinner women. Some men don't like, I have a big nose. I have a very big Polish nose.
And you know what's not adding any actual things? Like that freaking plug she has in her nose makes her nose look longer. It really does, because you see the arch in the camera. You see the arch. I don't think it looks as good here, but you see the arch, and then her bull ring, literally the light is shining off of her bull ring, so it looks like her nose is arching down over her freaking lip. That's how bad it is. I don't mean to judge, but remove that thing.
Nose. And like some people don't like that. Like that's something I get hate on a lot. And I mean, I'm not gonna. It's all subjective. I think probably they would say yes. But I'm not gonna lie. Like I do feel like I get hit on a lot. I feel like I would get rated okay. Like I think I'm more attractive than.
Are we arriving at
average.
an answer soon, or?
Like an 8 maybe.
Yeah, 1,000 guys who are gonna rate you. What are they all statistically gonna say? She can't seem to answer it.
Okay.
But I think that many.
Why do you think there's a difference between what you think? So you think you're a 10, but
Yes.
the average of what 1,000 men would rate you as an 8. Why do you think there's a difference there?
Because not everybody likes the same thing.
Right, but this would be the average. So in this cohort of 1,000 men, there could be some.
She can be a 7 if she talks like a same person. Well, in the end, like no matter what, if someone who's like a 3, I guess, like I don't know exactly why they have on a scale from 1 to 10. I've never truly understood that. There's probably a video out there as to explain as to why there's a 1 to 10. But literally, personality I have always seen as like one of the most important, absolutely important. But a lot of people, again, if they're first, it's like you don't judge a book by its cover, because the reason why people say that, even though covers on a book are meant there for you to judge the book by its cover, but it's only said by that because sometimes there's a good book and they just make a simple cover, very simplistic, just because it's easier and they want to go for the cheapest option. But when it comes to like people, you don't judge a book by its cover, mainly because you don't judge a person by their looks, mainly because you can look at someone and they probably look like they're amazing, but once you get to know their personality, they start to look uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier. So in the end, it can go either way. That's why I believe everyone in the end should be like a 5. Like if someone looks attractive, okay, they're a 5. And then you get to know them, they can either go up or down, depending on that. Like that's a 5 only if their looks are amazing. And if their personality is crap, then it just remains a 5. That's how I think everyone should be rated. So that's why there's 1 to 10. There's a 5 for looks, and then 1 to 5 for personality. My wife is hands down a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10. I am more of I think a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'm 7 out of 10. Maybe a 7.5 if I lost some weight, but I'm pretty confident to say I'm a 7 out of 10.
And
Yeah.
you a 10.
And some people are like, oh, I only date blondes, so you're a 2. Like everybody likes different things.
You know, does that really exist?
Yes.
I
mean, it's subjective.
Well, hold on. But so let me ask you a question. A guy who only dates blondes, do you think he would prefer to date a woman who's facially beautiful but is a brunette versus an ugly
It's
blonde
funny.
woman?
The way over here, she's all just nodding her head, because face is important. In the end, I think face is what you're looking at the majority of the time. It's important. It's important.
Which do you think he would rather choose or date?
Always play it safe. That's the funny thing is I'm not even playing it safe. If I'm just being honest, like I won the lottery. Like I can't explain how lucky I have been. Like I didn't even know what my wife looked like when we first started talking. I just fell in love with her personality. And then finally we got to actually see each other. And then it was just like, from then on, it was like no contest, no contest. There was no other option. There was no other alternative. Even before, that's what's funny is like even before I knew what she looked like. Because it was like, okay, you're a 5. Your personality is obviously a 5. Your looks, whatever it is, you could end up being a 7 like me. Maybe, and it ended up being she's a 5 out of 5, which makes her a perfect 10. A perfect 10. The tattoos are off-putting, though. I hate tattoos. Yeah. I'm not big on tattoos. I mean, that's the thing. Our bodies scar naturally to begin with. Why would you scar it purposefully? I mean, I have one on my arm. Well, I have a ton on my arms. I have the cat scratching me all over. I have surgery on the back of my head. It's it's way too much. Way too much.
The attractive one, the brunette one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I mean, based on this, it's clear to me that being blonde.
Okay. The tattoos, however, aren't as bad as his. He's literally trying to tattoo himself as a black man. There is no design, nothing. That is just tattoo. That is just black tattoo.
Blonde is not enough to shift the needle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I'm saying, like, I mean, it's not real. Like, it's not like we're all ranked.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, objective number that all of us are. It's all subjective. I like really ugly men. Like, I love an ugly man with a big messed up nose.
I love big
Yes,
noses.
a big messed up nose. And all my friends are like, ew, why are you dating that ugly man? I'm like, well, he's a 10 to me. Like, there's no objective
Well, hold
number.
on. But you said he's ugly.
Yes, but
So-
like, I like ugly men.
No,
That's
but
a 10.
how are you able to come to the determination he's ugly?
Because people want to call him ugly. People like all of the boys I've dated ever. People are like, "Oh, why would you date him?"
But you get a lot of negative comments as well telling you're ugly, so why aren't you ugly then?
I'm ugly to some people.
But
I'm
you
not
call
ugly
another
myself.
man ugly because other
Oh my gosh. I sped it up. And then we get the British twat here speaking. And I'm like, okay, I can't understand a word she's saying. Need to go back to the subtitles. Oh my gosh. Anyone else have trouble hearing her? Just like, anyway, it's just, like, oh my gosh, freaking accents. Freaking difficult. I'm terrible.
people telling he's ugly, and you say
I mean,
a lot
listen,
of
just
people
'cause-
calling me ugly, so why aren't you then like a 5 or a 6 instead of a 10?
Why are women delusional?
What is attractive?
Can you put the laptop a bit higher? It's too low. Why, to block some people off?
What is it? What
Men
are
are also
ugly
delusional.
qualities to you as compared to attractive qualities? Like when you date an ugly man, what is ugly about him that's like undesirable, but you get over that?
It's not undesirable. It's just that when I think of the word ugly, I think of because it's all subjective. For example, I have a big hump nose. Some people don't like that, but I figure that makes a man a 10 to me. I like a big nose. And so like it's all just like I'm not gonna lie, beauty is subjective, and a lot of the ideas of where we get beauty, like the ideas of beauty, are like at least we're in America. It's like American standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the blue eye.
American standards. American standards means she can go and just surgically fix that nose of hers that she complains about so much. And I'm not gonna lie, I think the biggest thing on her face is the nose. Let's be honest. The biggest thing on her face is the nose. But her getting and voice, yeah, you're right. Cool, absolutely. The voice is a little, but the thing is, if she removed that plug from her nose, that the bull ring, she might actually sound different. That actually has an effect on some people to sound different because it's blocking some of the airway to their brain.
It's the blonde hair.
But standards are
I don't
made
think
because
that's
a lot of
I don't
group of
think
people
that's
find the
I don't
same
even
thing
think that's close
attractive,
to it.
right?
But
Standards
it's the
are
same
being made
beauty
because a lot of
speaking
people
eye
find the
of the
same person
No, that's not
attractive,
true,
the same
actually.
features,
In
right?
different country, you're right. In different country, the beauty standard can be so drastically different. You can rate someone a 1, and in China, it would be a 10. Seriously. So
There's no
it's
difference.
like in-
That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. When I was in college, oh my gosh, I had Chinese roommates for a bit. Weird guys, but they would always talk. They would always talk about how they were confused as to like how some of the women in the US, the Asian women in the US, were viewed and stalked by like all these guys when they're like, they're ugly. They're ugly. And they were already like arranged to be married and things like that. And you see theirs, and it was like the beauty standard was like, I think at the US they would be considered ugly, but whatever. Yeah, it's completely different. Different, like some places it's like weight is viewed as attractive. Some places like thinness. Some places it's the hourglass figure. some places it's like the face, the type of face, whether it's flat, constructed, the nose, ears. There's so many things. Everyone has preferences. Nobody is exactly the same, which is what makes the world so amazing. But at the same time, there are conventionally like standard attractivenesses across. Like if you take a fat, obese white woman in the U.S. and take her to China, she's still going to be a fat, obese woman that nobody wants. That doesn't change. That doesn't change.
European too. And like,
Wait, hold on. You're saying like a woman who's a 10 in China is going to be a 1 in the U.S.?
I mean,
That could happen, yes.
Even
And
though, wait,
the
hold
reverse
on.
can happen too.
But hold on. So you aren't aware of the phenomenon that white men in Western countries tend to lean towards being white. White men actually tend to assess Asian women as very attractive.
They do.
Yeah,
Very,
well, that's true.
very.
But what I'm saying is that there exists, like, the beauty standards are different. A lot of women are
Chinese beauty standards is how much plastic surgery you have. Yeah, basically. I know in South Korea, that's like the plastic surgery capital of the world, where you almost everyone has to do it. It's like a part of the custom at this point. Do they have brains? No. I think some of them do. They understand that. Like, again, none of them rated themselves as 10, except for the one in the red dress. Because the others all know that there is difference of opinion. The fact that you would rate yourself a 10 is ridiculous. I know I'm a 7.
really popular here in America. You guys treat as actresses in our country. When we were growing up, we're like, what? We would never like even pick her out of the street. That's our perception. So when I come to US, I realize, oh my God, like the big ass is in. Like in China, if you're big ass, you got lipo. Like if you be like a
Yep. They don't like the big body. They don't. It needs to be skinny. It needs to be thin. They don't like them big birthing hips. Why do these women look like having fake hair? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them do. Or I don't see any black women. So I'm pretty sure it's just a ton of hair dye and color.
dick. The skinnier is like this little, like chopsticks. So it's like so different, drastically different.
And
you
it
know?
changes by decades too.
It's so different. Yeah. If you look at the portrait of the Ming Dynasty, like
But like I said, you take a fat woman from one nation to another nation, there's still a fat woman and nobody would want them. Same thing with a guy. But if you're a fat man with money, you have a huge chance. I'm not going to lie. You're a fat man with money, you got a huge chance. It's good to be a guy. You just got to make the money.
women are beautiful, like very curvy, and they have like no chin because it was like very wealthy looking. You know, that's beauty, and it's different. at
Because
different
they were
times.
natural back then. Now we go to the plastic surgery because
No,
we
it's
are
because
insecure.
the standards are different now. It changes so much. Everything changes. Like that.
And like, I mean, I think it's kind of a little bit disrespectful to call me delusional because I'm addressing
Yeah,
the
you're
fact
not
that most
delusional.
men, not everybody thinks I'm a 10. Because listen, I think I'm a 10, and you asked me what I thought. You didn't ask me what everybody else thinks, and so you're not going to change my opinion of myself by being disrespectful to me.
Yeah, the women in the back are really bored. You have the one way over here, if you can see the mouse cursor, completely bored, especially this one sitting right next to the red dress. She is outright annoyed. Outright annoyed. This one's like, okay, I'm just assuming the resting annoying face, and this one's not really saying much. Money remove differences? Exactly. The money solves a lot of problems for guys. It really does. Gosh, I wish I was rich. But then again, I can't say. Honestly, I would rather be with my wife than rich, if I'm honest. Because I know I'm happier with my wife than someone who's just flat out rich and can pay for whatever they want. Sure, it'd be nice to be able to pay for whatever I want. I gotta work and then grind on top of all of that. But at the end, I would rather have my wife in my life than a ton of money. But in the end, if you don't have that as an option, money's a good target. Money's an absolute target to shoot for.
And
Well, I don't think it's disrespectful if
You
you're
do this a lot.
actually delusional.
You literally is a 10 to a lot of Chinese men. Why? Because first of all, your nose is really tall. You know,
Oh,
in
no, yeah,
China,
really
people
bad.
would
Yeah.
put so much stuff to make their nose tall. And the reason I realized that is when I was
Oh my gosh. Brian is just shaking. Yeah, you wish you were rich? Yeah, me too. I wish I was rich. But Brian's just shaking his head because he's trying to talk some sense into her. Yet this one is basically going, no, 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 you're right. In China, you would be a 10. But we're not talking about China. We're talking about America. It's like, come on. She probably wouldn't even be allowed in China. Best example is Trump. Would he get Melania if not for the money? Exactly. Exactly. Melania. I always say her name wrong. Melania. I think I said it right this time. Oh, whatever. But yeah, if not for the money. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure she cares for him. But then again, in the end, even if you're an overweight man with money, as long as you could find someone that has like a good emotional heart, you could still spend a life with them. If they're just a gold digger and they don't care for you emotionally, then it's a lost cause, but whatever.
Younger, I watch a TV show. This actress
was
has
not the point.
really tall nose.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee with loyalty. That's what I mean. It's like you have to find someone who's willing to go the long haul, someone who actually loves personality more than anything else. Like, looks are okay, but we're all gonna age in the long run, and that's not important down the road. That's just how the mindset has to be, and it's difficult to find. Bro, after this crazy thing, see Discord recommendations. I'll check it out in a minute. I still have a long list of things. I'm trying not to check out too much stuff right now.
And then I was just thinking, yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting. I just think you're a 10, and I think
Is a
you're not
10 a
delusional.
person who has no room for improvement?
No, I do have room for improvement, but regardless, I still love myself at all times.
That's great. I think that's
Wait, did you say you were going to be better looking in 10 years' time?
Yeah, but I mean, I can
20
still.
years' time?
I mean.
Or I forgot your answer. Just
You
what
didn't
was
ask
the
me the
answer?
20 years. I mean, probably I would look older, but like I think I'll probably look good for like a old.
But
older
so
lady.
will you be better looking?
No, probably not.
No, 38. Or sorry, you're 21.
30,
Excuse me.
20,
will you be
31.
better looking at 31 as compared to now at 21?
I think yes, because
She's 21. Who would have guessed she's 21? I'm not going to lie. I was thinking she was in her 30s. Maybe late 20s. I was not thinking she was 21. This lady, the one in the red dress, she is 21, allegedly. There is no way I would have believed she is 21. And she gives herself a 10. I hate this. I hate this new age nonsense where you have people going to high school, middle school even, looking like adults, wearing tons of makeup, wearing the scantily clad clothing. It's like, what the heck? What happened to kids being kids and adults being adults? Yeah, 30, maybe late 20s. Maybe late 20s. I just didn't want to be like, oh, she's in her 40s. No. I was like 30. 30. Oh, or she is lying. I don't know. I guess someone needs to find her OnlyFans and let's clarify this. Oh my gosh. I would no way. No way. Because your peak years as a female is in your 20 years. And if this is how she looks at 21, then it's pretty much all downhill from there. Let's be honest. It's all downhill from there. Us guys are lucky that we can actually age pretty gracefully. I mean, sure, we start to lose our hair, we start to get white hairs, but honestly, like the salt and pepper look doesn't look bad. Well, at least I've never thought it looks bad, but oh my gosh. Fat and bald people look older. Yeah, I definitely look old. I definitely look old. Like in my entire family, everyone thinks my other brother, because I've been shaving my head since I was in college. I've been shaving my head because I was like, I don't want to deal with product. I don't want to deal with shaping my head. I don't want to deal with any of that. So I started shaving my head when I was a kid because I was like, I'm not going to bother. My brother spent so much money on hair product. And I'm like, nope, I got rid of it. And everyone thinks I'm the oldest. She looked like a mother of two. Yeah, exactly. Because she got the weight on her too.
I'm starting my career out. I'm making more money. I'm able to get more cosmetic procedures. In the next month, I get like my whole body done. For the most part, not a BBL, but.
Well, one thing though. So if you're going to be better looking in 10 years' time, how can you possibly be a 10 now? If you'll be better looking, because 10 is the top you can go. You can't be better looking than a 10.
I love myself right now, and I would be completely fine. Like if I just stayed like this.
It's not about, you can be happy with who you are, but the thing is, you know you're not attracted. Like me, I love who I am as a human being. There's no way I'd rate myself a 10. My wife is blind for thinking I'm a 10, but that's the thing. It's just like she's the 10, and absolutely, I mean, hands down, there's no way I'm going to do really yeah. I'm going to try and get her a VTuber icon. Like, they could just sit around a VTubing penguin that could be there. But yeah, it's just like, insane. Absolutely insane. I'm absolutely lucky. Absolutely lucky. But there's no way she can be comfortable with who she is and still say she's a 10. No, she's delusional. She's what is it? She's self-conscious on her looks, which is why she wants to rate herself higher than she knows she truly is.
My life. I'm a very confident person.
Confident.
But it's like I can still.
Sorry, Shadow.
I'm always, and also society is always changing. So like for example, like you look at the beauty trends of what women look like, however many years ago, the little thin eyebrows, all that stuff. It's like it's constantly changing. Like
yes, looks change from decade to decade. Not next year. Next year, someone with a big nose, fat hips, and a nasally sounding voice is not going to be all of a sudden the cream of the crop. Like what was it? I think it was like 40 years ago. There was like a breast deflation surgeries going around because having a big chest wasn't seen as attractive. The truth. 40 years later, it's gone the other way. It's gone the other way. Be happy with what you are, but don't be delusional. Exactly.
you might like the clothing and everything changes, and in 10 years it could be completely different. And I think I'll look good for that time.
Well, I have another question then. You said you're going to be getting how many plastic surgery procedures are you getting?
I'm getting lipo in my arms, and I'm getting 360 lipo, which is your waist. And I already have a very small waist.
Dude. If you don't have the energy to go to the gym and work on yourself with energy and actual effort, then why take a cheat sheet and just have the fat sucked out of you? Why?
Why?
Because I want to. I feel like, you know, like when you play video games and you have like the character and the skin, you save up, you get the skin, you like upgrade. I'm like, oh, like this will be like, I don't know. And also you have to think I'd probably make more money. Like, I mean, maybe not.
So you're getting lipo. You're getting lipo in the arms,
Yes.
lipo in the belly,
And I'm getting a small implant put in.
and
So
then
They all look pretty, honestly. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What's even ugly? Everyone is beautiful. Like that's the thing. That's I think that's the real issue. It's like everyone rated themselves like a 7. I'm guessing to a 9. Nobody rated themselves a 10 except for what most people would consider the least attractive person here. Like that's the thing. I view the guy with all the tattoos more, and the funny thing is he's become more attractive than her. I'm not gay, by the way. I'm just saying. I can judge men. I have brothers. He is more attractive than her because she's the one that's delusional, and delusions are one of those things that really do make someone's unattractiveness go down, down, down. Absolutely. Liposuction, it would be gained back in no time if people don't change. Exactly. If you're not willing to put in the effort, why? That's why people go to Ozempics. You don't have to put in any effort. You just inject yourself. That's it.
hold on.
Investment.
Kind of, yes.
Hold on. Well, in addition to my other question, again, how can you possibly be a 10 now if you need to get these cosmetic surgeries?
No one said I needed them. It's just
Well, you're
like
getting them regardless.
Well, I am in the adult industry, and I probably would make more money if I was like that's a kind of a big thing. And I'm
So
gonna
what will
look
you be?
natural.
But these procedures are going to improve your looks.
Yes.
So then,
She's in the adult industry. So yeah, she does have an OF. Of course she does.
what number will you be after the procedures?
I will always consider myself a 10. I do what I want with the way I look.
But how can, if it's increasing your
Yep, if you're honest with yourself, you never call yourself a 10. Exactly. To be humble and give yourself a lower number and see if others rate you higher or not. I don't think that's entirely, because in the end, you know that, again, you could probably be the most attractive person in the world. And if you know, like me, I know my personality is a little abrasive. So even if I worked out, I gained my abs, I fixed my body entirely, and I looked attractive, I could never be a 10. Absolutely not. Like maybe looks wise, I could be a 4. Personality wise, I'd probably always be 4. No more than 4. That's about it. So the highest rating I could ever get is probably an 8. Probably an 8, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's just like you can never be a 10. No possible way. You would have to be an absolute angel. Like trying to think. SRK is a sexy man, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, SRK, an absolute sexy man, committed to one woman for his entire life, a great father, great, you know, that kind of thing, who absolutely does, like, just committed to the wife. Great personality, would be an absolute 10 out of 10. Absolutely. If like being faithful, being a great father, like one of those things, like a great personality, great to hang with, never fights with his wife, they always just do discussions, that kind of thing would be great. That kind of thing would be great. He would absolutely be a 10 out of 10. But that's never the case. Nobody's that perfect. Your YouTube feed is crazy? Absolutely. John Wick. You don't know SRK history and things, so you just don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like he could never be a 10 out of 10 because I know a bit of his history. So in the end, he's more, well, looks-wise, he's a 5. Let's be honest. He's ranked 5. If he works out properly and keeps his fit, yeah, exactly. Riddick Roshan, exactly. Is he a good partner to have? I hope so.
For physical attractiveness.
Bro, you
wouldn't
couldn't all down
be-
these specifics. You want me to say I'm like a 9?
I don't care what you say.
You would have had to be like Pierce Brosnan, be a 10, charming, family man, devoted. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought him up. Pierce Brosnan, absolutely devoted to his late wife. And, yeah, second wife now. I mean, he probably should have never remarried, but he's always been completely faithful. Always been. Yeah, actor's history, never good. Everyone thought Will Smith's family dynamic was the greatest in Hollywood. Look how that ended up. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I mean. It's like I was just trying to think of an attractive man. That's why I was trying to explain a good family dynamic. Because that's what would make them a 10. But in the end, you can never be a 10. It's like impossible to be a 10.
I don't care what you think about how I look.
That's fine.
I think the question
I don't
isn't
care
about
that you
your
don't care.
self-perception. It's more about, like, the free market doesn't think you're a 10 is what he's saying.
And
Well,
I think that's
no,
wrong. I think you're not delusional. I think he's wrong because he's not thinking about other market. There's American market, there's Chinese
She
market,
lives
there's all
in the
kinds
United-
of.
you live in
So
the United States.
she's a public figure. OnlyFans is everywhere, right?
You
You,
think-
get
just to
traffic
be clear,
everywhere.
Only fan. I can't say it. OF is not in China. Did I say it how Trump says it? China. It is not in China. Oh my gosh. LOLB John Wick and Dexter. Well, technically Dexter's too short to be on the list of like elite attractive men, but John Wick, absolutely. Keanu Reeves. He is always been like a faithful husband.
You think she's a 10 in Korea?
She can be a 10 to some woman. Yeah, you're beautiful. Yes.
I'm fat in
yes.
Korea. I'm fat in a lot of
Why are
Asian
we just like debating her looks?
Yeah, it's kind of like why, like you really, like you can, like listen, you can think I'm not a 10. I don't care. Listen, I don't care, and I really don't care what you think about. But I think it's so crazy to get on a podcast and
Yeah.
debate how a woman looks.
I don't.
No, it's your own nonsense debate trying to say, oh, I can improve, but I'm a 10. I can improve, but I'm a 10. If you were 10, would you still marry your wife? Absolutely. Because for me, again, I've never really cared about kick comments not showing up. I see them. Yeah. I've never really cared about looks. For me, like personality, I've always been of the mind that the person I'm with, I'll be with my entire life. That's just how I've always felt. So in the end, we will grow old together. We will grow white hairs together. We will get wrinkles together, aging together gracefully, growing to love each and everything about each other. So in the end, I was like, looks fade. So it was never important for me. Looks. It's always been personality. Personality has always been the number one focus for everything. Like my parents have been together because they have like a great relationship with each other. My grandparents, the same thing. My great grandparents, my great grandparents. I'm like one of the last people with the nuclear family in the United States. And it's just like seeing that, seeing how they got along with each other, seeing how they talk with one another, seeing how they've grown together, grown to love each other more over time, just makes it so much like you need that in your life. You need to have like, I know the sad thing is like a lot of people have like dysfunctional families that either get divorced or the parents don't even sleep in the same room. They're just together for the kids. But the thing is, I grew up seeing what a true relationship was, like every single thing. I loved it. I loved it every time. Every single time. Just watching what my parents did and how they grew to love each other, how they grew to get along over time. Because yes, they would always have little, never fought, but it was more like just little misunderstandings. Because again, my dad's from Mexico. His first language is Spanish. He's like, if I got him on here, you guys probably would. He sounds nothing like me. He has a heavy Hispanic accent. Absolutely heavy. He sounds completely adorable. Best man ever. Like him being a father was one of the greatest things. But the thing is, it's like I had that as like a guidance. I had like great figures for guidance, and I'm like, relationships is what matter. Personality is what matter. Understanding is what matters. And that's how I saw it. That's how I saw it. So for me, always personality. I don't care if my wife was a 5, where she's literally got no arms, no legs, her face is half burnt off. If her personality is a 5, that is all that matters. However, that isn't the case, so we'll never have proof either way because she is absolutely a 10. It's funny. I'm trying to say that personality is important, but in the end, I mean, yeah, personality. Everyone needs to go into it with personality, but my wife is a 10.
Well, I'll tell you why it's important.
Why?
And let me also
Womp,
just.
womp.
Well,
I
why
don't.
have we
Hold
spent
on,
20 minutes, like 15 minutes
Yeah,
talking about
that's
this?
No,
So
I
useless.
think, girls, I think you're feeling the wrong way. To be no, not the wrong way you're saying or her answer or anything. Don't like come after me. Jesus Christ, you're saying why are you viewing the point of view, la 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 la, etc. etc. Are you alright?
Well, it's kind of like stressful. You're getting me on a podcast to debate how I look, and I've already said I
No,
don't
no, no,
care.
no. We talked about like
Can you
a
just stop
man's.
talking?
And it's a little bit
Or
stressful,
what?
and I'm not gonna lie.
Don't
You're
tell
kind of
me
being
to
a
stop
dickhead
talking.
right now.
Like,
Fuck are
can
you?
you give her some tissue paper, please?
Yeah,
I'm
go
good.
get it then.
I'm
Jesus
good,
Christ.
but it's a little bit overwhelming having a full table of people. You do social media, and I do social media. I'm on live every day doing all my social media, but it's overwhelming. It is overwhelming, and you're kind of being a dickhead because what did I do?
Well, I thought you didn't care. I mean, how?
I don't care, but it's overwhelming.
That's badgering.
It's not
And you just
badgering.
want to
so
keep
we're
talking about
having-
it over and over again for God knows how long. How much longer are you going to go on about it? I don't give a fuck. Call me an 8. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the fuck you want to call me. I already said that I think I'm a 10, and this discussion is really pointless.
Well,
The discussion is not pointless. Yeah, sorry. The storm is getting bad. I was able not to go to work because I'm basically stormed in here. But it's getting bad. It's getting bad. My signal's cutting out. But yeah, I mean, the tears have started. The tears have started.
does have a point. So,
Okay, well,
What's
I
the
guess I'm
point?
ugly then.
I
I,
think
don't
what he
care.
was trying to say.
well, how
is-
about you
is
let
just-
me make?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I've been
I'll let you
interrupted.
speak for
I've been
yourself.
interrupted like 3 times in a row. I'm trying to make my point, but go ahead. Go ahead. Make
I'm
your
gonna,
point.
I'm gonna let you
No,
speak
go
for
ahead.
yourself.
Go
Let the
ahead.
man speak.
I just think that he was trying to say, if you think you're a 10 now, that if you're getting work done, then isn't
You're
there
not a
room for
10.
improvement? He's not saying that
Yeah,
you're
but
not
I-
beautiful. You are beautiful.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
get the
same
point he's
thing I
trying to
wanna
make,
say. She's
but it's
beautiful,
like,
it's just-
but it's like I don't know, like Kylie Jenner, all these beautiful women, you can say they're a 10 and they can still go get stuff done.
Kylie regrets it though.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what-
think
that's-
they're beautiful.
I don't. I guess what? It's so subjective. Like
Exactly.
Can we let
Right,
him make his
so-
point?
Okay, so you take issue with me using the word delusional, so let me just provide a definition. Characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary. So, or having false or unrealistic beliefs or opinions. So, I think the reality is there's a lot of women who come on the show. By the way, we ask this question every single
I'm
show.
very aware, and you always do this.
No, don't always do it. I mean, if a girl gives herself a 7, or even if she gives herself 7, but she's not 7, I don't really push it. But to say you're a 10 is to say that you are on par with the most beautiful women in the world. And I'm not sure I'm prepared to I'm not really sure I'm prepared.
You should have a vid on how you two met. Indian girl married foreigner is big deal. I've talked about it a bit. But yeah, I think it'd be fun.
To accept that.
Some men will think she's more beautiful than the
I don't
most
care
beautiful
what-
person.
Like
in
I
the
said,
world.
I like
what
ugly
some
men. I would.
men think.
Yes,
I don't
who's
care
some-
what some men think.
Who's some of the most attractive men you would ever see? I would turn them down immediately over like some like mid white boy. Like that's just how it is, and it's subjective.
Well, it's not subjective
like-
because you've just made a categorization. So you said there's beautiful men and there's mid men. Why are you able to make an objective determination about someone's physical appearance, but you can't do that to yourself?
Amen.
She didn't make an objective judgment.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She made an objective.
But subjective, right? You think someone
No,
is ugly? It's subjective.
she said there's beautiful men and there's mid men. That's a categorization.
It's going in circles,
Yeah,
absolutely.
She categorized it in her mind. She thinks he's ugly, and someone thinks she's beautiful. It's in his mind. It's by
But
different person's standard.
she's saying she likes to date those men
Yeah.
who she's made a judgment and a
Yeah.
determination on that they are less physically attractive by some sort of objective
Conventional.
metric.
I think in that situation, she knows she's unattractive. So I'm pretty sure after she gets the lipo, after she gets the nose job, after she gets everything she needs to get to done, hands down, she's going to start going for the more conventionally attractive men. Why does she go for the ugly ones? Because she doesn't want to be seen as unattractive. So if you're an attractive man with an ugly woman, the woman looks even uglier. If you're an okay mid-looking woman with an ugly guy, guess what? The woman looks attractive. That's just how it works. So she's using like mid-looking men to try to make herself feel better about herself.
That's not conventionally attractive.
Right, you might be attracted to men, but for
And
other
so they don't
reasons.
believe.
Like maybe he's got a good personality.
I
or
date these broke men. I'm not in it for like literally like I'm so not. It's just it is about the personality, and I don't care. Like just
Yeah,
because I
US
say they're ugly
girl
doesn't-
or
like,
USA
maybe
girl future,
conventionally speaking, they're considered
Yeah.
ugly, but not to
Future
me.
in the dark,
Okay,
yeah.
so-
They're
And I feel
brainwashed,
it's
absolutely.
So, like, dude, like you're literally on a podcast debating a 21. How old are you? 21. I'm 21. You're debating a
What?
21.
How is that relevant?
Because it's you're a grown ass man.
What? And you asked to be on the show.
Yeah,
You
this
asked to be-
is a show about dating
You are a grown woman. He's a grown man. You're a grown woman. You can't take the criticism? Come on.
relationships and how women and men perceive each other and
Yes, but how long
themselves.
have we been talking about this? Very long time.
The
And it's
podcast
really
is
not
6
a big-
hours or whatever. We're just filling time
Yeah.
here, having a
Yeah.
discussion.
Okay, well I'm over it. I'm done.
I think it's just a matter of opinion.
It is a matter of
honestly.
opinion. That's what I said the whole time. And you're gonna say
And
I'm
I don't think you should
delusional.
let it get
I
to
really-
you. Yeah, don't let it get to you.
Our
Yeah,
opinion-
you're doing great.
No. Hold
You're
on.
literally pretty
Screeching.
prolific.
Yes, that's the good point.
Well, yeah, but you might not be a 10 for a living, but you're doing great. You shouldn't be emotional. You're doing all right.
No, I'm not. I'm upset because listen, I'm an emotional person, and it's just a little bit overwhelming.
I think
well, that's
beauty is
fine.
in the eyes of the beholder, obviously.
Exactly.
I've got-
but I
honestly-
think if you are making categories
Oh my God.
about men, what you are saying, you are right. You have to be honest to yourself as a woman. In what category do I fail? in?
Bro, it's crazy to me because like women are super picky, and you guys literally have laundry lists of like what a guy has to meet physically, personality-wise.
Absolutely
you
in
guys
the
have
brain rot
lists of
field.
what a guy has to bring to the table. But when guys start talking about like, okay, here's what we want, and whenever it gets into the realm of physical appearance, which by the way, women care way fucking more than men about this shit. I guarantee you, you go on a fucking dating app, y'all are swiping no on 90% of the dudes without reading their fucking profile. Instantly, you look at the first photo, mid, don't
That's
like
true.
it.
I
Y'all
don't
are
disagree
way
with you at
pickier.
all.
Y'all are way pickier about looks than
Yeah.
men. So I'm not going to take this like, oh, this is like misogyny men or like, well, why do they care so much about looks? Y'all care way fucking more about it.
Yep, absolutely. I constantly, like the majority, I can't tell if a woman's wearing makeup or not. I'm going to be honest. If they put a little blush or lipstick or I can't tell. I can't tell. The reason women do that is they are competing with other women. That's it. Women do that to compete with other women. Sure, there are those who use makeup to completely conceal what their face actually looks like. But no, the main reason why women use makeup is to compete with other women. They want to be just a smidge cleaner. I don't know. What does it do when you put the makeup on the face? I mean, a smidge more colorful, a smidge smoother, a smidge more highlighted than the other girl. That's it. That's the reason why they do it. It has nothing to do with men. It has everything to do to peacock around as the attractive. And it's funny because in like the bird field, the males are always the attractive ones, trying to show off their plumage, trying to show off everything. But it's the women that do it in like the human realm. The women's are the ones trying to show off their plumage, trying to show off their feathers, trying to show off their colors. Not to men, because the men can't see it. It's to other women to basically ward them off.
It's okay that you care about looks. It's
Y'all
okay you
care way fucking more about
We
that
care-
shit.
I definitely agree with that.
And so I'll tell you exactly why it matters
Yeah.
and why I push back on what I view as women having an overinflated sense of their own physical attractiveness. So let me start by asking a question. Do you think that there are men out there who think that they're more attractive than they actually are?
Yes.
Do you think there are men who think they're hot shit, but they're not?
90%.
So
Delusional.
That's you.
Womp womp.
But so I'm sure you object to men who think who's super fucking cocky and who think they're hot shit and think they can, get all these girls, but they don't, right?
Yeah.
But somebody thinks you're that much and more. So
Yes, exactly.
You know who they
I'm
are?
not saying look, there's going to be guys that are attracted to you. That's
Yeah,
not what I'm
yeah.
trying to argue here. But like, if you can say that there are men out there who think that they're hot shit, but they ain't nothing,
But guess what? I'm not mad about them saying that.
but you might say they're delusional.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I don't know. It depends. Because a lot of them, like maybe I don't like them, but like there are other women that do. There's a reason they're like that.
Actually, I would say that. So
Like,
most.
listen, I'm in college. Do you know how many boys that I have to deal with? That?
Actually, I got to push back on this specific thing too. So I would actually argue that in terms of what men will find attractive, men have
Almost done.
In terms of what they deem physically attractive, men have a much wider margin of like women they'll find attractive. Like
Yep.
I would say most
Much
men
wider.
find most women attractive. Most women definitely don't find
That's
most
true.
men
That's
attractive.
true.
And this is
Yep. That's just fact right there. That's
why
fact
you
right
have
there.
average women.
Absolutely. The looks for men is not as important as for women. That is just how it is. Hello. Yeah, that is just how it is.
You guys got a video? Oh, it's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, like that.